will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. As the title suggests, I'm going to be talking about 4 things that I want to see from the Darksiders games. And yes, pun intended, it's going to be 4 to go along with the 4 horsemen. And also, let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree, and if there's something on this list that you don't agree with, or that you wanted something on this list, let me know in the comments down below, or make your own video and tag me. I would love to see it. Kicking things off with the first thing that I actually want to see. And that is another remaster or re-release or collection edition. Now, before anyone actually objects, I actually want them to do something very similar to the HD collection when it came to Devil May Cry, but have it be tweaked and remastered when it comes to its graphics, level design, and gameplay. Specifically gameplay, because there is a lot of features that I think that the older games actually could have used, more specifically Darksiders 1, that weren't actually in the original release. So if they were to do another collection edition or another reimagined whatever, I actually think that some of those features could be added, like air takedowns and also different weapon takedowns, something that was missing from the original release. This way they could actually add on to the gameplay experience for all of the games and actually fix stuff that wasn't really done well with the bad titles like Darksiders 3 and also Genesis to some extent. Very similar to what Purple Lamp did for Epic Mickey, I believe a re-release collection for Darksiders could actually do a similar thing, where you have all 4 games on one disc and you don't have to buy them separately. Moving on to the secondary thing that I want to see from the Darksiders franchise. Second thing that I actually want to see happen is actually more prequel games. Now, all things considered, I know that a lot of people do not like the direction that Darksiders is going in when it came to the idea of Darksiders 3 and also Darksiders Genesis. And Darksiders Genesis is actually a prequel. So I do understand a lot of people's complaints when it comes to different aspects of the franchise. But something that Darksiders Genesis actually opens the door for is actually filling the gaps and learning more about the histories when it comes to the different writers and other various stuff. Even though Darksiders Genesis is actually treated like a Strife game, even though it's not, I actually do think it does open the door for an idea of a prequel Strife game, or maybe a prequel War game, or a prequel Death game, or Fury, or any of the Horsemen for that matter, because a prequel can be done justice if it's done right. Looking at you, Star Wars, for how it can be done right at points and how it can be done wrong. So I do believe that Darksiders could actually do a prequel games and have them be done justice when it comes to the idea of doing different ones set in different points in the timeline before the events of Darksiders 1, like they did with Darksiders Genesis. Moving on to the third thing I would like to see, and that is remakes of Darksiders Genesis and also Darksiders 3. I know that's going to sound a little bit weird, all things considered, but personally when it comes to both these games, they weren't really received very well, and that is mainly because of the game design and also when it comes to the idea of the gameplay. Not to discount all the hard work that actually went into the different versions of those games, but personally Genesis was a lot of people's least favorite game because of the style of gameplay that it was. Darksiders 3 actually took a lot of steps back when it comes to game design compared to Darksiders 2, so doing remakes of those games but keeping it more in line with the Darksiders style of gameplay would actually make sense to some extent, especially when it comes to the idea of Darksiders 3. Just altering the gameplay but not changing the game's story would be pretty cool, and the same could be said for Genesis, but also keeping in line with Darksiders 4, you could still have that multiplayer style in there, but you would have to tweak it a little bit. Because personally, remaking those games from the ground up does actually feel like a hard challenge, but to some extent, some of the level design and some of the stuff that is a part of each game still could work in a more traditional Darksiders gameplay loop. It just would have to be tweaked to some extent, and also changing the cameras and also some aspects of the gameplay to really make it work. Moving on to the final thing that I actually would like to see. This is something that a lot of people want, and that is a Strife game. Now, I know that Darksiders Genesis is treated as Strife's game. No, it's not. It never was. It doesn't really challenge his character, and it doesn't really give him an arc in the same way that the other Darksider prequel-style games do. Like, for instance, Darksiders 3, even though it's the weakest part of the franchise, Fury does get an arc in that game. When she does fight the 7 deadly sins, from each of them, she does kind of learn a bit of a lesson about herself, and it does change her as a character. With Death in Darksiders 2, it was a similar concept. Even though War is the introductory character, he actually got an arc. But Strife has gotten nothing. He was actually a small part of Darksiders 3, and that is set around the time of 2 or a little bit after. I really don't know. And the thing is, Strife has been felt throughout the entirety of the franchise, and we only got to play with him in Genesis. His gear has been used by his brothers, and he actually helps out Fury, so I honestly hope that we do get a Strife game, all things considered, because he's the only character that I have never really seen him have, and we all want to play him, and we got a taste of what that could be like with Genesis, but actually getting to play him in full totality and glory would be pretty cool. Another thing, as a bonus little thing, I actually would like Darksiders to add a photo mode. This is something that I felt like they need to add, and it's very surprising that it's not there. So if they do a game or a remaster or a prequel game or a Darksiders 4, the thing that I would love most is a photo mode, because god damn it, why is this not a part of the game? But yeah, makes no sense to me, but that's neither here nor there. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, what stuff that you would like to see from this franchise, and also make sure to check out the walkthroughs that I am doing for this game. Check out the description when it comes to all my other socials. Hit the like button, it really helps out the channel and me, and share this video around. It really helps out. The algorithm really does suck, and I do need the support, and all that jazz. But have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, night, or whatever time it is for you in the world, and peace out. Bye-bye.